implementation and effectiveness for integration to face-to-face instruction, and the honor and privilege that we have to have Dr. Charlotte Vio Carino, Executive Officer for Academic Programs, Foundation University, that is located in Dumaguete City. So let us all welcome her with a big round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. Ngayong hapon from the Visayas region. As mentioned, I'm Charlotte from Foundation University. I'm going to share with you what we did as a survey to determine the effectiveness of our learning management system that has been adopted, powered by Moodle and hosted by Nefila. So, I think that's not one. It's hold on for a moment.
While we wait for a while, let me share with the audience that acting as an evaluator of this research paper, we have Professor Richard Feliciano, Professor of the Universidad de Manila. He graduated with a degree in broadcast from Central Escolar University and then went to Japan to study Japanese language at Sunshine Nihongo Gakko. A Japan Foundation grantee in 2001, Richard has been teaching Nihongo since 1996, having taught for 6 years at the Asian Development Bank and at the DLSU Manila and Adamson University. At present, Professor Richard is working on his graduate studies thesis at the Asian Institute of Journalism and Communication. A lover of both outdoor and indoor activities, Richard is a voracious reader and has a vast collection of Filipiniana. Also, he runs and plays bowling, tennis, and badminton for his outdoor activities and hobbies.
Okay, so here we are. To continue, this is actually a research done in our university to evaluate the implementation and effectiveness of our learning management system, as we will do an integration of it to our face-to-face instruction. So we all know that for the past years during pandemic, we are there's full implementation of the online digital education. So right now we are integrating it to our face-to-face instruction. Okay, so a little bit of background about Foundation University. Foundation University actually has been serving the community for 73 years in Dumaguete City. That's Negros Oriental. So part of our journey is coming up, we're launching the program on Foundation University Expanded Learning, or FUEL. This is a journey towards digital education. So, last 2011, our basic education adopted our iPad program, meaning all students use iPad in facilitating instruction together with our teachers and learners. So this is the start wherein the teachers were able to develop modules and instruction that should be integrated within the tool, which is the iPad. And then from then, we have adapted. Of course, I think everybody is familiar with Edmodo, and also, of course, going to Google Classroom, and now with Moodle. So I remember I first encountered Moodle during our training with TESDA in terms of flexible learning for our short courses. And then I was impressed at that time, and that was actually pre-pandemic. And then I attended a NCODEL conference in Baguio, and then the UP Open University presented their learning management system as well that is powered by Moodle. And here, by August 2021, Foundation University introduced its Moodle-based learning management system powered by Nifila Web. So our Fuel is actually the virtual home of our students and learners, where it is considered a vibrant community of learners and educators to collaborate and nurture and celebrate education. So through the division of the university in providing dynamic and responsive learning environment, Fuel serves as a sustainable and resilient educational framework, promoting a climate of excellence, cultivating effective learning, and holistic development of every foundationite. So this is our Fuel Learning Management portal. So that's just a sample. And then as the university adopted and implemented the full integration of technology towards digitization of its instruction during the pandemic through the Fuel LMS, the next direction now is to determine the effectiveness of this ICT-based instruction. So this study serves as backbone for policy regulation in the integration of Fuel LMS in the face-to-face instruction. I think everyone is aware that there are really courses or programs that mandated by CHED to be face-to-face. So right now, we are also looking at innovating our instruction in such a way that there will be a balance between integration of technology and the face-to-face instruction. So here is also, the result of this will be a basis for retooling and upskilling of teachers' capacity towards an enhanced incorporation of Fuel LMS in both mode of instructional delivery. So specifically, this study sought to provide answer to the following questions. What is the extent of effectiveness of implementation of Fuel LMS as perceived by the learners in terms of the following areas, in terms of content, student interaction, teaching and learning tools, and authentic assessment? What is the extent of perception on the integration of Fuel LMS in the face-to-face instruction? Is there a relationship between the extent of effectiveness of the implementation of Fuel LMS and the extent of perception of the learners on its integration in face-to-face instruction? And is there a difference in the level of effectiveness of the implementation of Fuel LMS when grouped according to their profile in terms of sex, availability of instructional device, and main source of internet connection? So the results are as follows. The implementation of Fuel LMS for content is effective because it applies and practices simplified instruction, challenges students to produce quality outputs, it is convenient and interactive, it gives on-time feedback from subject teachers, and it provides a nurturing online learning environment. This means that the features of the Fuel Learning Management System facilitate learning even in the absence of the teacher. So we actually used Likert scale from 1 to 5. This is actually the result of 1 to 3, the 5 highest indicators with rated as highly effective. Okay, the implementation of Fuel for student interaction is effective because it hones their ability to produce innovative and creative projects. It provides different learning opportunities useful in day-to-day living. It teaches them to be more resourceful and creative, and it makes them manage their time effectively and enhances organizational skills and managing learning tasks and other routines. So here, the interaction through the LMS improves the learner's capacity to develop creativity and valuable life skills. So as they navigate the learning management system, there are salient skills that actually being developed along the way. So these are valuable life skills such as time management. The implementation of the Fuel learning management system for teaching and learning tools is effective because it gives easy access to lessons. It provides organized lessons and materials in Fuel LMS. It allows flexibility according to the class schedule. It provides user-friendly tools for navigation of learning, and it provides availability of effective facilitation of learning tasks among teachers. So the primary use of LMS for learners to make all possible avenues of learning available to them. And we have the implementation of Fuel LMS for assessment is effective because it develops the ability to follow instruction. It challenges my study habits. These are the 5 top indicators as well. In terms of effectiveness, in terms of assessment, it has an adaptive ability to provide quick results and feedback that are very useful to my learning. It allows me to take the assessment with less supervision from my teacher and has a wide variety of options to better assess my learning. So as indicated, assessment through LMS improves the teacher's capacity for instruction compliance. This means that the Fuel learning management system assessment develops the learner's capability to comply with assessment requirements. The learners agree on the integration of Fuel in the face-to-face instruction as their overall perception is high because it provides a variety of opportunities for learning. It has authentic teaching and learning assessment tools, makes independent learning effective and authentic. It makes independent learning, yes, that's another, okay. It has an active social presence that promotes interactive and transactional communication between students and teachers. And the result also, it shows that there is a strong relationship between the extent of effectiveness of the implementation of the learning management system and the extent of perception of the learners on its integration to face-to-face instruction. All values are within the range between 0.5 to 1. These figures indicate that there is a strong relationship between the variables being paired or correlated. This finding suggests that learners who claim that the implementation of LMS is effective tend to positively perceive its integration to face-to-face instruction. It also shows that there's no difference in the level of effectiveness of the implementation of LMS when learners are grouped according to their profile. In terms of sex, no, male and female, still it is effective for both male and female, and we have the availability of instructional device, the use of smartphone and laptop or netbook or PC. Then it's all, there's no difference in level of effectiveness, and the main source of internet connection, wherein most of the respondents actually are using the home-based Wi-Fi. Even if they were going to use their cellular data or pocket Wi-Fi, still there's no difference in the level of effectiveness. So good thing that internet connectivity, though it's a challenge for everyone, but this study says that it's the same with whatever connection, source of connection you would use. So in conclusion, the integration of Fuel learning management system is effective as perceived by the learners because it's reliable, and efficient content, student interaction, teaching and learning tools and assessment as highly manifested by learners who have utilized. This is evident through the successful initiative of the institution to digitally advance education amid the COVID-19 pandemic through the Fuel Learning Management System, an advancement that needs to be strongly sustained. So the positive claim of learners on its high extent of effectiveness during the implementation leads to a strong positive acceptance when it's significantly integrated during face-to-face instruction. Additionally, the extent of effectiveness of the LMS, regardless of sex, availability of instructional device, and main source of internet connection is high. Therefore, as proven by data in this research, the successful implementation of Fuel amid the pandemic is a strong basis that Fuel Learning Management System will also succeed when integrated with face-to-face instruction. This will be an endeavor that will upgrade the digital standards of the school and will be an excellent addition to to attract more students and stakeholders. So there are areas wherein the response is moderately effective. This is on the content, wherein even if the student says that it's flexible to my own ways of learning, it provides opportunities and promotes active collaboration with classmates and teachers, but he graded it as moderately effective. And another concern is on student interaction and teaching and learning tools. So with the moderately effective indicators, and also with the assessment as well, this is the things that we have done in order to address those areas wherein the response is moderately effective. So the school came up with a program on what we call RECAP, that's revitalizing capabilities through innovation and standardization. So several trainings and workshops were done in order to retool and upskill the faculty and administration so that everybody will be on the same page. And another also workshop on assessment in learning, gearing towards also the application in the learning management system that we are adopting. Okay, so that's it. So actually, I would like to acknowledge also my co-researcher, Dr. Felipe Soliera, who's actually within the Office of Academic Programs who have done this research as well. Thank you.
I think we have a window for some questions. Professor Richard, would you like to ask something? Clarify or something? And I stand corrected. Teaching experience, Professor Richard, comes from Asian Development Bank, De La Salle, and Ateneo de Manila. Yeah.
Good afternoon. I'd like to issue a disclaimer. Okay, as far as teaching experience is concerned, I have just been recently awarded my 25 years of service at the City Hall of Manila. At the moment, I am detailed out at the Office of the Mayor in Manila. I'm teaching Japanese and journalism and communication at the universities mentioned already. Otherwise, I will bore you to death. I will not mention them anymore. There's one thing that impressed me with the presentation, and that is with regard to recap. I think we all agree and we are on the same boat that no matter how good the infrastructure is, but if the teacher is problematic, definitely no matter how good the infrastructure is, it will still be a problem. I've been teaching at Universidad de Manila. That's the sister school of the Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila, where every Manileños can enroll for free. The only university in the Philippines that's absolutely free, including ID, funded by the city government of Manila. Now, let me also say that is also in connection with the recap, because during the pandemic, I have a lot of co-teachers. I hope you're not recording this and will not share to them. Otherwise, they will probably bang my head on the wall. Because there were Jurassic, for the lack of better term, there are Jurassic teachers, no matter how hard we try to teach them, even simple matters like creating like a presentation, it will really take a lifetime. That is why, as much as I wanted to speak in Filipino, but we have somebody who will not appreciate it. I think and I applaud the recap, but I will not copy the recap title. I probably have to think of my own. Because I think we all agree, no? Borrowing, we are all on the same page, no? Because I think, for us, we have all encountered teachers who will take a lot. It's a Herculean task to teach old dogs new tricks. In fact, the main problem we now have at UDM, at Universidad de Manila, is that there are teachers who are nagmamadali na sila to go back to the old normal because they are sick and tired of all this technology. They want to kiss it goodbye. So the challenge for the administration now is to, the combination of both the old system and the old way and the new ways should still be a part of the educational ecosystem. So just like I would like to add to that is that I think it will be a constant activity on the part of the administrator to really help the teachers, convince the teachers that there are incentives, and I don't know if I should say this, but allow me to say this. There's a very big challenge in the world out there. Okay? The world we live in today is so different. So if we want to revitalize, if we want to retool education, we really have to compete with the social media, whether you like it or not. Because there are a lot of learners who are saying it in so many different ways that they are learning more from social media than us teachers. I hate it. But there's nothing we can do about it, especially if you have boring teachers who will, bring you closer to sleep before the lecture is over. That's the only part I'd like to, I have taken so much time off the floor. Thank you very much, and as they say in Japanese, konnichiwa, arigatou gozaimashita.
Yes, thank you, Professor Richard.
If I may say something as well. That's actually very true, no? Indeed, just even a while ago, our teachers, my assistant asked me if there's another retraining, if you will, for this, oh my God, again and again. But that's why this research is also very important because, as mentioned, our teachers are, like maybe a dinosaur already in terms of, adapting to technology. They would say we have to go back to the normal class, but that's not the way to go. Flexible learning is the direction. So that's why this research would tell them that indeed the integration of learning management system is actually effective. So that's where we also base our policies afterwards for the next academic year.
Yes, ma'am. Maybe we can have another question. One more. From the academe or... Yes, ma'am.
Say us. Good afternoon. So, Magdalene Unahan from Visayas State University. So, my question, since we have the same, we did a research, and then the questions, we put it in our LMS. Unfortunately, it's just a minimum, we got minimum participations from the teachers and the staff. So my question is, how did you do your survey? Did you integrate it with your LMS, or did you do Google Forms, or did you do the printed questionnaire?
Yeah, we did actually the Google form. And we have to really inform, like it's really a memo to the academic units to ensure that there will be responses. So if we give an instruction like to visit the fuel for the, they will just disregard that one. So that's why we made use of Google Forms. And the most effective way really is to connect with your academic heads so that they will also be the one to really make sure that the teachers and the students will be able to answer the survey.
So did you do it like just, they have it to be mandatory, like that? or no?
Okay, I will have the opportunity
Because
for
we
my
have
colleague
very-
to answer,
yes.
no? So, Dr. Soliera, can you, okay, can you add to that?
What I did, ma'am, because I'm the one who really distribute the survey questionnaire. What I did was, with the help, of course, with our with the help of our executive officer for the academic program, with her intention to really emphasize the early adoption, no, when we really implement such as this is, I always call the admin officers or the secretary to really help us. Yeah, it's really placing things in order, and it's having the community of practice, because when you are going to introduce something, you really have to make sure that everyone is really working hard. So it's to build a community of practice, you really need to involve everything, because the main reason why a certain program will fail at the end is that because of the three main reasons is the lack of knowledge, the lack of involvement, and the lack of skills. So really have to address these three, and in addressing that, really need to involve everyone in the process. So, bahala na kung nakukulitan na sila, ma'am, every day. So I give them 1 week to make, to let the student respond. Since this is a random sample lang naman, ma'am, so with the use of the Slovene formula, so we already identified the number of respondents to response per department. So, yeah, so I really make sure that I get to connect with the administrative officers, so that the administrative officers will really push it to follow up.
Stratified random po, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Yeah, so, are there any other question or concern, comment? So I think, there you go, ma'am. Thank you so much. And so, good is the enemy of great, ma'am. So continuous improvement is the game.
Yes.
So those who are already fueled, let's refuel. And those who are resistant, let's introduce another kind of fuel, ma'am.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Continuous improvement.
Yes, redesign, rebrand, whatever. Okay. No place for stubborn.
Yes, that's why it's more really of like leading the group.
Yes, ma'am.
Mentioned like if you want something to happen, you make sure that everything is actually in order. So, and the idea or the concept should be embraced by everyone. So make them also accountable of the results. So that's why, and that's where we will base. And as mentioned by Felipe, is when we make policies, it should be data-driven. So when we make improvements, it should be data-driven. So actually the Fuel, the learning management system powered by Moodle actually helps a lot. In our LMS, we also integrated Turnitin, plagiarism checker. We also integrated our library system. So actually, in the future, there will be more plugins that will be introduced to our learning management system. So there will be more improvements that will be coming into our Fuel.
Yes, ma'am. So thank you very much. I think our special appreciation and recognition will be granted to you at the climax of this conference, ma'am, later on. Thank you so much, Dr. Carino.